Well, good morning, or whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. Want to try a voiceover, see how that works. So, I am making I don't know what you call it, got a tortilla that I'm going to be putting some fried bologna, which is, we all know, is a southern delicacy. Fried bologna, gonna have a fried egg on top, actually two fried eggs. I had the hardest time getting the pan to heat up, and then also getting the bologna to turn like it should. So anyway, I cut out a whole bunch of frustration, so you don't have to deal with that. So when I'm cooking my bologna, you want to make sure, well, I split it down the middle, put it in two halves, and then make score marks along the edge, so that way it doesn't curl quite as much, or you wind up with little cups. Now some people like that, and they'll put a piece of cheese in there, but not me. I don't dig it. So here I am, just trying to get color on these. So we'll let him flop his hands around for a second. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Actually, probably this time he's talking about being judgmental, but it comes from the heart. So here in just a second, we'll move on to the next set of two. So again, don't forget to leave comments, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that helps me capitalize on the YouTube algorithm. And I am looking for people that want to team up and do videos with me. So if you've got an interest in that, or think you might have an interest, we'll hook up and see what we can figure out. See if you can teach me something, or maybe something that I know that you want to learn. I'm more than happy to test those waters out and see what we can figure out. We got our second set of pieces in. Um, didn't quite take as long as the first set, so fairly quickly we'll get moved on here and working on these fried eggs. So these were just regular eggs from the grocery store, nothing spectacular. Now you're going to witness a mistake that I make right here. I always talk about cooking with butter and how to be careful, because butter has a whole butter like this has got a very low smoke point, very low temperature. See, I had the pan too hot, put the butter in. You can see how brown it got so quickly. That means there's no way that I'm going to get that egg cooked before the butter is burnt. So got to clean the pan and start over with the butter. So I'm not even putting it back on the eye. There's plenty of residual heat left in that pan. It's going to melt that butter and get it ready to go. You can see it's ready to cook because it's already foaming. Got that good nutty smell. Like I was saying, these eggs are just from the grocery store, nothing special. One way you can tell that they are grocery store eggs is the color of those yolks. See how yellow they are? If you get a farm raised, they tend to be a lot more orange. So what I'm going to do here is just let this first side sit and cook. I want to check the edges here just a few moments to see how quickly it is cooking. I tend to be very impatient, which is a bad thing. Impatience is not a virtue. Generally, you want to just let these sit. Maybe someday I'll learn my lesson. Maybe I need to watch this video and learn from my mistakes. Not necessarily a mistake, but it's just unnecessary. You just let this cook until it is ready to release on its own, and it will. So I've got plenty of butter in the pan to keep it from sticking. And plus, this is a really good pan. It's a non-stick. All right, giving it a little swirl to see if it's released, and it has. Gonna let it cook a little bit longer on that one side, and here we go. Is he brave enough? I think so. Good job. Let's see that in slow-mo. Nailed it. So I let this cook a little bit too long for my taste. You'll see that when I cut into it here in a few minutes actually. It was a little overdone for me. I like mine medium. This is a little bit closer to being over well. So here I just salted it up, put a little pepper, plating it up, got a little tortilla underneath it, uh, 2 pieces of thick sliced bacon, 2 eggs. Like I said, a little salt and pepper. Could have used a little bit more pepper. Other than that, it was good. Solid choice for breakfast. And here it is. See, the yolk is runny, but not quite like I wanted it. The other yolk was almost fully set, which I do not care for. But as always, thanks, and don't forget to subscribe.